Vipassana is a technique which consists of sitting down, closing your eyes, and observing your breathing. Breathing must be natural, and you simply have to observe it. That is it. You do not have to do anything else. You will sit and watch your breath with your eyes closed. Vipassana is not just about sitting and observing your breathing for an hour, but it is a practice that must accompany you throughout the day. As you manage to be more and more an observer of your action, you will also have to start being an observer during the night when a part of you is sleeping. Being aware when you sleep is the last step. At first, try to remain an observer of everything that happens inside and outside of you when you are sitting with your eyes closed. Move gradually. You start with the breath, then become aware of the breath and noises happening outside of you. Next, you watch the breath, the noises happening outside of you, and the thought. You have to observe all of this at the same time, not divide your attention. Observing is not an action. You are not doing anything, so you can be aware of everything that happens. Finally, observe the breath, noises, and talk and emotion. When you have reached a certain degree of awareness and when you feel ready, you can start practicing observation with your eyes open and while you are performing action. The moment you open your eyes, not getting distracted will be much more difficult. By not sitting and with your eyes open, you will dissipate a lot of energy. So being able to remain an observer will become much more difficult. So start with the simplest action possible and slowly move towards more complex actions. The simplest action you can do is walk. So start with meditation while walking. Initially, you have to choose a quiet and peaceful place, preferable in the middle of nature. If that is not possible, your room is fine. In the beginning, the walk must be very slow. The hands must be joined at the navel, the left hand under the right hand. If you can, stick your thumb of your left hand into the hem of your pants to help support the weight of your hand. This is the position in which a monk walks. They too have a thumb finger tucking system in the dress to help support the weight of their hand. The head should be tilted slightly forward and the eyes should not look ahead of you more than 2 meters. This is to avoid getting too distracted. The length of the place where you walk must be no more than 20 meters long. Then you will continue to walk back and forth in these 20 meters. As you walk, you must observe the movement of the feet rising, falling, and touching the floor. Move slowly. Try to keep all the energy directed into you, even if your eyes are open. When you reach the end of the 20 meters, turn. The feet should be turned 45 degrees at a time. Observe the movement of the feet and legs as they walk from the inside. It is not an external observation, but an internal observation. When you sit in meditation, you observe the breathing. Now you observe the movement of the legs and the feet from the inside. Do not focus on the feet and legs, but watch them. This means that you are also aware of everything that happens inside and outside of you. Your breathing will probably be too subtle for you to observe as you walk. However, sometimes the breathing will become less subtle, so in those moments you are also aware of the breath. You need to keep your awareness open to everything that happens, but keep observing the moving legs and feet internally. These are your first object of observation, and everything else that happens is part of the second object. When you remember, go back and observe the legs and feet moving. When you do work meditating, the first object is the movement of the physical body, while everything else is part of the second object. But do not divide into first object and second object. The speaker does it just to explain what you need to do. Awareness knows no division. Awareness is the absence of division. In awareness, there is no division, not even between internally and externally. In awareness, all is one. There is difference between concentration, observation, and awareness. Concentration is the psychological state you are in right now. Thanks to Vipassana, you will be able to experience about observation. Through observation, you can experience awareness. As you walk, the position of the hands is also important. As the speaker explained earlier, the hands must be held together near the navel. This is because the hands held still will help you not to think too much. Hands are the symbol of actions, so keeping them still helps a lot. Many people use their hands when they talk, because there is a certain connection between thinking and moving of the hands. So, not moving them will help the mind think less. Another reason is that by assuming a new position when walking, it will be easier for you to meditate while walking. The position of the eyes is also important. Do not look around. Do not move your eyes, but look in front of you for no more than 2 meters. The gaze does not have to be concentrated. Do not focus on what you see in front of you, but try to keep your eyes out of focus. This will help you be an observer. Walking like this is not fun. On the contrary, it is very boring, but at the same time, it is beautiful. Boredom will help you be aware. Being aware is the only thing that matters. All these rules are only for the beginning, because it is difficult to meditate with your eyes open. But as your awareness grows, you can gradually remove the rules. Eventually, you will need to be able to be aware even when walking in the center of your city, where there are lots of distractions. But this will no longer be distraction, because your awareness will contain everything that happens inside you and outside of you. When you are able to be aware in the midst of so many unaware people and distraction, you will be able to understand the difference between you and the other people. It won't be easy to get to this level of awareness, but it is possible. Try to meditate throughout the day. When you are performing simple actions which do not require the use of the mind, you are an observer. For example, actions such as taking a shower, washing dishes, brushing your teeth, cleaning the house, etc. are all actions in which your presence is not necessary. So, you can use them moment to meditate, that is, to become an observer. When you do more complicated things or new jobs, you lose yourself completely in what you are doing. Do not spare yourself. Put yourself all into what you do. Try to make things as good as possible. Become a perfectionist. The result does not matter. The important thing is that you put yourself completely in what you are doing. If you are using a computer or smartphone, the situation becomes more complicated. This is because, for the first time in history, man is facing with something with a memory millions of times greater than his own, and the speed at which the computer can access information is something that disturbs people's minds a lot. So, being an observer while using the computer is very difficult. If, on the other hand, you decide to lose yourself completing what you do, this will be very stressful because the computer is too fast. A meditator should avoid using a computer or smartphone, especially until awareness of him has developed. The speaker realizes that in our time it is almost impossible not to use a computer or smartphone. So, when you use them, try to be an observer. Do not get lost in what you do. You should also use it slowly. This means not open too many applications all at once, but managing them one at a time. When you are done with one application, close it and move on to the next one. When there are waiting times in an application, you remain an observer. Do not change the application to do something else. If you open too many applications, your mind will become too tense, and therefore you will not be able to be an observer. To be continued. Thank you for listening.